Contrary to the beliefs of several angry YouTube commenters, a lot of excellent and creative music actually came out in 2019. Let's take a few minutes and dive into my favorite releases from this year. This list is not ranked in any particular order, so we're not saving the best for last or something like that. These are the albums that struck me in a deep way and provided so much value after several listens. Fields of Maze by Patrick Grant was released in late 2018, but it still makes this list because I didn't get to listen to it until January 2019. This album is so fantastic. It's a 20th anniversary collection of music Patrick has remixed, remastered, and reimagined, along with some bonus tracks. As old as some of the recordings may be, the music is as fresh as ever. My advice, crank up your speakers and listen to this album standing up. Why standing up? Because this is a CD that will get you moving. There is so much movement in each piece, and it really has the power to take your ears and your mind to unfamiliar, novel places. You'll hear odd time signatures, unfamiliar instrumentation, microtonal melodies, and a group of musicians just having fun recording.
To be loved is nothing more than our primitive brains responding to stress. I've been learning about psychology, neurobiology, and the rest. Now I can't rest, 'cause everything reeks of basic needs. How do I get all my basic needs met?
12 Little Spells by Esperanza Spalding is one of the most uninhibited expressions of creativity I have ever heard. This album is truly incredible. Nearly every song is a winner, and so many of the tracks explore new worlds and forms of expression. There are genuinely surprising moments throughout this record, and so many songs that will just give you goosebumps when you're listening. This is another one of those albums that I crank as loud as possible in my studio. I can't use enough superlatives to describe this album. The musicianship and songwriting are stellar. I have no idea what she's singing about most of the time, but I can tell she is 100% genuine, delivering every word of the lyrics. This album is a must-have for anyone looking for truly new music in 2019. Scholars by Buke and Gase is something I've already featured as a jaw-dropper album earlier this year. Check out that video for more detail about why I love the album so much. But for the purpose of this video, it's hard to summarize the record in just a few sentences. There are sounds and melodies on this record that will just make your head spin. Like I said about 12 Little Spells, this album is an uninhibited expression of creativity. It looks and sounds like a rock record, but it really is a work of art encapsulated in a mostly improvised electronic moment of bliss. This is a record that will make you want to dance and headbang at the same time. Such strong music on this record. Hey, my dear, the way you must feel the weight of this time is twisting your mind. Cage, I feel electric. Empath by Devin Townsend has a special place for me because when I interviewed Devin right before this record came out, he drove me around in his car and we listened to the whole thing blasting in his stereo while he was narrating and conducting and singing along with it. And it's made even more special to me because he's touring with 3 musicians that I love and have featured on the site several times: Mike Keneally, Morgan Ogren, and Marcus Reuter. Mike co-produced this album and Morgan played drums all over it. While it is a hard rock / heavy metal album, anyone looking for creative musicianship, composition, and studio production is going to find tons to enjoy on this record. The songwriting and musical performances are just beyond amazing. This is Devin's best work yet, and I say that as a listener of his music for 20 years. String Quartet No. 1, Heartland, by Marcus Reuter, is a very new form of musical expression for Marcus. To me, this is his most personal and expressive record. The constraints of a string quartet on Marcus's writing, plus the amazing musical performances of the Matangi Quartet, captured so beautifully by Dirk Fischer, make this an all-around winner. Marcus and I have had several long conversations about this album and how much control he had to relinquish to the quartet's interpretation of his sheet music. I think that's my favorite part of the record, actually. Listening to Marcus's musical choices filtered through instruments and instrumentalists who are so very separate from his normal method of musical delivery. And beyond all that, the music is simply fantastic.
You lied that you'd never leave me behind. Now say you do, falling into blue. Say you do, falling into blue.
Blurring into Motion by Charlie Kaywood is a very strong follow-up to his mind-blowing debut record, The Divine Abstract. You can check out my interview with Charlie to find out more about The Divine Abstract. I have very, very strong feelings about that CD, so it's hard for me to compare anything else to it. However, Charlie brings more of his incredible compositional talents into the world with Blurring into Motion. This album is pure beauty and personal reflection. It's such a versatile listen, too. You can put it on to meditate, or you can get into a state of flow at work, or you can just put it on to bask in the pure beauty of uniquely expressive music. I keep wanting to say this is a must-have record for your collection, but that's true of every record in this video, especially this album. Speaking of Charlie, he contributed to another surprising and creative record called A Pocket Full of Posies by Medieval Babes, arranged by Catherine Blake. What a mesmerizing trip of an album that's definitely worth a mention in this list. It's a collection of nursery rhymes performed with some of the songs going in a very psychedelic direction.
Papa, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for the master, 1 for the dame, and 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane.
I hope to do an interview with Catherine about this truly weird album in 2020. And finally, P3 Line 26 by Sandbox Tree, written and performed by Jake Fink, is one of the best ambient records I have ever heard. He sent it to me via email as a submission, and it just met me exactly where I was at that moment. And it continues to meet me exactly where I am every time I listen to it. I did a live stream of this record with Jake earlier this year, but unfortunately it suffered from some technical difficulties. So I might just ask him to do it again. Because this is an album that I think people need to hear and open their minds to. Now, Jake is an up-and-coming guitarist in Maryland, and he's priced this album at $3 on Bandcamp. So if you've got $3 and 20 minutes, just give this album a listen. Any serious listener will have an emotional response to this record, whether they like it or not. Honorable mentions from our Patreon supporters include the album Fractal Guitar by Stefan Thalen, which is another excellent Moon June Records release that is an adventurous foray into unique guitar instrumental music. Now, I haven't listened to these other suggested releases from the Patreon supporters, but they are scrolling by on the screen right now, and you should probably check them out. So what are your favorite albums of 2019? Let us know in the comments. And I wish you and your loved ones a very happy new year. May 2020 bring you lots of new, wonderful music. Try to make a resolution this year to buy at least 5 records from artists you haven't heard of, who are young, and releasing new, interesting music. Watch my contentious video about boomer music if you don't know how to find anything new. And be sure to leave an angry comment and tell me how stupid I am. See you next year.